So some key takeaways for employers that I want you all to think about is if you're an employer or an HR professional, here's the key takeaways from my perspective. Implement mental health days as a part of your paid leave policy. This shows that you value mental health as much as physical health. I happened to years ago, I learned about this. Years ago, I had a friend who worked in a tech company and they were actually given mental health days. That's what they were called years ago. And the idea was call out well. You've just finished a major project. You're in a lull of projects. We all have that, right? There's a time where, you just need a day off. It's mental health. Immense improvement for employees when that happens. We need to be training our managers and our leaders to recognize the signs of burnout, things such as withdrawal or decreased performance. So if you have somebody who's really performing high and starts to fade, we need to be figuring out what's going on there. And we need to make sure we're responding with empathy and ensuring the appropriate referrals, right? So do you have an employee assistance program? Do you have a mental health app? Is there a benefits team that can help out with this conversation, right? Make sure that we're having these conversations, we show empathy. I would say almost more important than all of that is also ensuring that we create a stigma-free environment where employees feel comfortable discussing mental health concerns. Being able to say, hey, professor, I went and saw my therapist today and we were able to kind of push through that struggle I was having with my teenager. There's an example of making it comfortable, right? In doing so, you can host workshops or Q&A sessions where you bring in mental health professionals so that we do it for physical health. Why not for mental health? Then we also need to make sure we're offering clear access to those employee assistance programs or counseling services. We need to make sure these resources are easily accessible and well communicated, right? So they're not just at the annual, open enrollment, but throughout the year and throughout the month or throughout certain conversations, we're leaning into those resources collectively. And most importantly, and this one I definitely agree with, is we need to model those work habits, those healthy work habits from the top all the way down. Leadership has to demonstrate work-life boundaries by taking breaks and respecting after-hour communication limits. I have supported teams and worked on teams where this happens, and it does impact people. When you see a VP or a director who takes a vacation and they don't respond to messages, and other than like mission critical ones, the rest of the team does it too. And guess what? Vacations are critical to our health, mental and physical.